All right, welcome everybody to the Two Guys podcast. What did we decide to call this? Two guys, two smart guys, two stupid
Saying
guys
stupid stuff
doing stupid stuff. Two smart guys doing stupid stuff.
or saying
Even
stupid stuff.
that may be too much smart in there as it is anyway. But welcome
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome to our podcast here. We are actually recording an episode here to put out, so hopefully you will be entertained, informed, and not fall asleep during it, at least there. So, Brother Bob, what shall we talk about today?
Well, I think we should, give just a quick explanation here. So this is we're going to call this a 1 alpha, as in, this is brand new, still getting the tech down, we're still getting the format down.
We are early release.
Yeah, the early release. So, there's no fancy intro or anything like that as of yet. We're going to chat about whatever.
This is code for lower your expectations, folks. Just lower them now and you won't be disappointed. That's the idea. Yeah, we're going to set the low expectations here. But, remember you can run this at 2 speeds for twice the fun. So, 2x. Yeah.
So
right.
the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the importance of rectal hygiene.
That's really the first thing you want to talk about.
Absolutely.
I would think that would be the ending thing. I would think that would be the end.
Well, so,
there's lots of hygiene we could talk about, but you're okay. All right.
All right,
we'll play along
hygiene, here. Anal hygiene, whatever you want to call it, right? But really what I'm talking about here are bidets. And so
you say the days or bidets?
Bidet.
Yes.
B-I-D-E-T, the French tush washer.
We are sophisticated, folks. We use French terms here, yes. Yes, importance of, hygiene. Go ahead.
So my son...
Pontificate on the posterior.
...had moved in, and both of my children are grown, and he had moved in, and he had insisted that we get some bidets because he had them at his brother's house where he was living. And he said they're really cheap. So I went on Amazon. I found 2 bidets for, $40 each, and installed them in my master bath and my upstairs bath. And
okay, hang on a second. I mean, I have to ask. He insisted that you get bidets. I have not known you to be someone who is easily convinced of many things very easily. So how was the insistence for this one coming about?
Well, I was like, why? And he was saying it's a game changer, and that he said, you don't know what you're missing. Once you have it, you will not want to not have it.
So it was all about the end result.
Right. And, it's $80. I was trying to keep them happy. So I figured, all right. Yeah, I got what you
The end result, not even a courtesy.
If my sound effects were working, I would have given you a snare.
All right. Imagine a snare there.
Just for giggles, I'm going to try this.
All right. You say for shits and giggles or just giggles?
Shits and giggles. Yeah. We'll see if it comes out.
That's appropriate for bidet conversation.
But anyway, so we did. I got the bidets. I put them in, and there was an adjustment period. There was
for
nothing
you or the
fancy
bidet?
About this, for me. Cold water, smacking you on your tush is typically unpleasant, especially if you're a guy. There is nothing worse than when you plop and then you get the splash.
So you're not a fan of the polar plunge?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I think most people aren't, but nonetheless, it took a little bit of adjustment. However, what I started to realize is that, especially in the summertime, when you get swamp ass, some people will get that. I used to get it when I was in the Army. Where
swamp gas,
swamp ass is what we
swamp
call
ass.
It. Right?
Okay,
and so it's when your butt gets irritated, because you've been sweating or whatever.
Now, is this a military term?
Yeah. Yeah, swamp ass. And but you can get it from just being outdoors and sweating or whatever. And what I found is with the bidet that doesn't happen
Well, that's
because
a good thing.
you're
Yeah.
coming off cleaner, right?
Helping
And
to eliminate swamp ass in our lifetime. That's good. Yeah.
absolutely. So
Yes.
I got this still in the middle of COVID, and I didn't get it because of the whole toilet paper thing. That wasn't an issue for me.
Just a happy coincidence.
Yeah, I got it because my son asked me to, and I became accustomed to it. But the one thing that I realized is a feature of the bidet is that if you turn the pressure all the way up, it will.
Shoot you off the toilet into the next
No,
room?
it doesn't shoot you off the toilet. What it does is it'll clean you out, for lack of a better term. So sometimes not everything comes out on its own. There's a little something left on the other side of the door, and this will pry the door open and clean you out.
Remember, we're trying to keep listeners here.
So anyways, so I get the bidet and I start telling my friends about the bidet, and they are all looking at me like I'm nuts. And
I think I was one of those at one point.
Yeah, it's a game changer and so forth. And I know you thought I was nuts. But then one day you went out and did something.
Let's go with quirky. We won't go further. Let's go with quirky.
You won up to me. So let's talk about what you did.
Yeah, there's a whole thing here leading into one-upping somebody with a bidet. It's just like, all right, folks, if you stayed along with this line, with this bar, let's go into it. I one-upped you. Yes, well, eventually I was kind of kept, what's the word, niggling at it? Sort of, just sort of kept poking at sort of the bidet conversations kept coming up as we have nothing better to talk about at the bar usually. So we, kept talking about bidets, and yes, I found one on Amazon, and I saw it, and I was like, by gosh, if I'm going to go this route, I am going to make it as comfortable for my old self as I can. We've renovated our bathroom. You've seen it. We have the Alexa shower that can turn on now, and we have the
you should
comfort
see his
height
shower.
things.
You could fit like 4 people in that.
Well, it's convenient, you've got multiple shower heads there. You've got the Alexa one, you've got the other one.
Into your shower, by the way, just saying.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you recognize that. I'm very glad that you recognize that. No, you did ask about using my bidet when I first got it, too. I think I extended the invitation on that, but yes, so I did get a bidet from Amazon, and of course, and got it. It has a seat warmer. It has a hot water feature. It has an air dryer. But most importantly, for any guy, it has a remote control. So there's none of this awkward sort of reaching around to, find the right function or something. You have a remote control. You can set the position, you can set the pressure, you can set the temperature. It's like, every guy needs a remote control for his toilet. I just believe that now. And then after I did that, what happened with you? What did you get?
Well, so after he explained this, I said, oh, okay, I need to keep up with the Joneses. So I went and bought the same model.
Well, now, wait a minute. I believe the term you used was bidet envy.
I did. I had bidet envy because I had this thing that blasts cold water. It's using my toilet seat. It's not a custom anything. And I'm like,
we're going to trademark bidet envy, by the way, as a psychological term. So just if anybody gets any idea.
I had bidet envy and decided I needed to keep up with the Joneses.
It's a real condition, yeah.
So I bought the same bidet and installed it in my master bathroom. So you need to plug it in. And fortunately for me, that there was a plug within reach, so I was able to plug it in.
But you were ready to run a cord, weren't you? You were that committed.
I was ready to run an extension cord initially to determine if I was going to put a socket in right at the base of the toilet. And I still have not yet put the socket in because been busy. But yeah,
Well,
nonetheless, I
don't
didn't
put
have
it
to
in the
run an
floor.
extension.
That could be a
The cord
problem.
was
But yeah,
long
put
enough.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Good. So I tried this thing, and sure enough, you sit on this, and it is warm, and it is comfortably warm, and you can adjust the temperature of the water. You can adjust the temperature of the seat. You can adjust the pressure of the water. You can adjust everything. So the first
So,
thing that I noticed was even on high pressure of the bidet, of the plug-in bidet, was less than the pressure of my Amazon bidet, like the cheap one. However, that does not mean it's less efficient
pressure
because
differential is a thing. Yeah.
when this is going, it actually oscillates back and forth. And the other one is just a stream of water. There's a little pipe that comes out and it oscillates back and forth. And that was a unique experience when it first happened. So then I tried, but they have a pressure washer option.
How many things in your life have you said the unique experience about?
Well, the pressure washer option, again, not having the same amount of pressure had surprised me. But what I found is I liken it to the difference between prying a door open with a crowbar as opposed to gently cracking the door to let something in. So the old one that
I
had,
like the way you were
old
cracking
one,
there.
yeah,
Nice way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, anyways, I found it to be very effective. I mounted the remote that comes with a little holder. I mounted it right on the wall.
What did you mount?
The remote. And to this day, I absolutely love this thing. And one of the things that I found is when I travel and you're in the hotel, you begin to miss the bidet. It is you simply do not get clean enough.
Now, I agree with you on that. I told you last year we were in a hotel traveling in, I think it was Paris. I think I sent you a picture, which is, I know, odd, but anyway, we had a picture of the
of
bidet
him on the John in Paris.
It was not. No. But it was a picture of a handheld bidet mounted next to the porcelain throne in the hotel room.
Basically, it was a shower head, shower wand, if you will.
It was, and I'm like, how in the world would you even maneuver this? It's like there's there abandon hope, all ye who try to wash here. It's not going to work. It's just not there. So yes, I was agreeing with you that I do miss that when I'm traveling. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, interrupted your
no,
interrupted your flow.
Not at all. So it's definitely a thing. I had to go to a tech convention, and both of us are in the tech industry, and I was in the hotel, and I was missing the bidet. So interestingly enough, we both were trying to convince our significant others to use the bidet, and they both thought we were nuts. Why don't you share your experience?
Well, they did. Well, I don't know if she thought it was nuts. She was, thankfully, my significant other is always willing to give me the benefit of the doubt or doubt my benefits, depending on the situation. But if I was able to, she is willing to, try new things in the regards of the gadgets because I'm a gadget person. So, yeah, but the seat warmer is what won her over, I think. I don't know that the other. Well, first she had to get used to the idea of the remote. It's one of those things. All right, the risk of sounding sexist, it's a guy thing, right? We like our remotes. We like to be able to adjust things and set it just right and have permanent settings with that. And so the remote was a bit intimidating, I think. But once she got used to that, the warm seat, I think, was really the thing that warmed her over, won her over with that too. But, the other stuff was kind of like, okay, this is fine. Yes, but the warm seat, was that. So, yeah. And from your side,
Yeah. So there is a
from the
fantastic
backside.
thing that when you hit age 50, that you have to start doing, and that is you have to start having colonoscopies.
Define fantastic.
Well, it's an experience. I was being facetious. So when you have a colonoscopy, what they do is they give you this vile stuff to drink, which causes you to go to the bathroom. It clears out your entire system until everything coming out of you is clear. Your entire system gets cleared out. And
We are just winning listeners all over the place. I can feel it right now.
and so you do that, and you find yourself on or near a toilet for the next 4 hours. And what will happen is over time, depending upon the quality of your toilet paper and so forth, and the aggressiveness of your habits, you can chafe, and it gets uncomfortable. So I had warned her because this was her very first colonoscopy, and I said, hey, you might want to consider using the bidet. Your butt will thank you later because you are going to be in there a lot.
There are not many men who would say that to their significant others. The amount of caring that you showed in that, not many men would be that concerned.
Well, thank you, and I am a firm believer in sharing relevant knowledge.
There should be a Hallmark card for that.
So we ended
the rhymes
up,
are going to come at some point. I know. Just anyway, I
Used
digress.
it. She used it, and I didn't ask. She didn't offer, and we just left it alone. And
good thing to do with a person's bathroom habits.
Several months later, we were driving around, and she looks at me and says, "I just want you to know that bidet is awesome." So then,
and you said that's the most romantic thing you said to me.
I absolutely.
Thank you, dear.
I love how you clean
validation. Finally. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So for all you folks out there, if you do number 2, you should have a bidet. You can thank me later. Who doesn't?
Yes. Well, yes. We can. Once we start doing corporate, or once we start doing affiliations or whatever, we can put a link to it in. Yeah. The one that we have. Yes. All right. Well, that was an interesting way to start out our podcast
setting the tone
here,
so people know what they're getting into.
Please don't leave. We'll get better. We promise.